Hi, Kristen. How are you? You're the first today. Let's see if I... Is that better? Hi, Chris. Got the two Kristens and Vicky. Trying to get my... I'm always fiddling with my lighting. I think that's good. Hi, Kathleen from sunny Florida. I know, Kristen, you're not usually the first, so... Vicky is usually the first, and she's not here yet. So, how is everyone? It's a lovely sunny day here too, Kathleen. And fall is... all the trees are starting to turn. It's really pretty. Enjoying my dog walks out in the morning. All the leaves are looking pretty. Cold. Oh. Cold in Pennsylvania, huh? Are you missing the California fall weather, Kristen? Excuse me, I'm drinking my coffee. And it's repeating on me. 27 degrees, oh my goodness. It was a lovely 60 degrees when we went out this morning for a walk at about 9:30 maybe. So yeah, it's beautiful here, clear blue sky, it's really lovely. I'm okay with it being cold, it's a new experience, yeah. I think I would rather have the cold than the heat, actually. I think I'd rather have a cold winter than a really, really hot summer. Because you can always put on layers, can't you? And I love winter clothes. I love cozy sweaters and boots, things like that, scarves and mittens. So, but in the summer, it's hard if you're hot to get cool. But anyway, well, happy November, everyone. Can you believe it's already November? And now it's the countdown is on. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, have you started your Christmas shopping, anybody? Or anybody finished their Christmas shopping? One of my neighbours, hi Terry, hi Vicky. Oh, 60 degrees here is chilly, Vicky. That's funny. If you were in England, you'd be putting on your shorts probably at 6, well no, not quite. But in England, when it gets to about 70 degrees, everyone puts on their shorts and gets out in the sun. So, yeah, so how's everybody doing with their Christmas shopping? Cards and everything? Sometimes in Florida we can't. Yes, I'm not a fan of heat and humidity, Kathleen, so I don't know how I get on living in Florida. It's actually pretty humid in England, but it doesn't usually get too hot. But when it gets up into the 80s in England, which is fairly unusual, then it gets humid. Kristen says she started Christmas shopping about a month ago. Well, that's pretty good. I was talking to one of my team the other day, and she's always like really organized. She's a retired teacher and she's just always very organized. And she told me she'd finished all her Christmas cards, got them all written and stamped and addressed and, you know, everything all ready to drop in the mail. So, oh my goodness, it stresses me out when I hear that, because I realize how far behind I am. Let's see. Terry, I have no clue what to buy anybody this year. I know, it's so hard, isn't it? Well, what we just started doing in my family, last year we did it for the first time, was we drew names so that we only had one person to buy for. And then everybody sent a list to me. I made one big list and then I sent it out to everybody. I didn't know who had whose names, but that worked. And then we set a price limit. So that worked really well. Hi, Diana. Almost done with shopping, still making cards. No shopping. Have to buy a mailbox. Oh, for your new home. Yes, you do. Don't want the postman to come and not have anywhere to put your prezzies. Christmas cards are done. Well, that's really good, Kathleen. Yeah, I need to start doing just a few a day, I think. Oh, Terry says there's only 4 of us. Yeah, I know, it works better with more. There's there's only six adults that we did it with. So yeah, not super exciting, but it worked out well. It was kind of nice to have to only think about one present and then have a list to work off too, because we don't really need anything. It's hard for the kids, I think, because we don't really need anything, so it's hard for them to know what to buy us. And then of course we still get for the grandkids, and we do stockings for them too. So but anyway, yes, it's getting to be that time, so I tend to do a lot of my stuff online, so it makes it easier. But anyway, it's a very busy time with Stamping Up, because we've got let's see, we've got a couple of months left of this current catalogue, and then we've got a new catalogue starting, of course, in January, and we'll all be able to look at that. As demonstrators, we'll be able to look at that in a couple of weeks, and then we'll be able to order from it starting in December. And then we've got a big event next week. It's our annual On Stage event, which is normally an in-person event. And there are usually a number of them around the country, and then overseas too, in the countries where we operate overseas. But this year it's a virtual event. So let's see. It's for a new computer chair. Oh, I could use a new computer chair, Kathleen, too, actually. I need a new comfortable stool, because my where I create my desk where I make my cards is counter height. This one is too, actually, and my stool isn't very comfortable for sitting on for a long period of time. So I need a nice comfy chair that's can go up a little bit higher. Well, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll put that on my list. Pillowcases too. Yeah, love nice pillowcases. So anyway, back to On Stage. We have On Stage coming up next week. And because it's a virtual event, we'll all be doing it online, but I do have some of my team coming over to my house on Saturday for a watch party, so that's going to be really fun. We're going to get together and do a little stamping together and watch all the presentations on my TV in the family room, and have lunch together and do swaps and that, so I'm really looking forward to that. That'd be fun. Yeah, so lots of stuff going on. So let's see, what else do I have to tell you about? We've got a sale coming up later in the month. I don't know what's going to be on sale yet, but we've got that to look forward to. We've got a special demonstrator promotion at the moment that you can join for only $75 and still get $125 worth of product free. So that's amazing. You get a paper pumpkin kit too. So that basically means everything's half price, because the paper pumpkin is worth about $20+, so that means you're getting $145 worth of products for $75. So that's an amazing deal. And even just doing it as a hobby, Stampin' Up loves their hobby demonstrators that just sign up for the discount. And most of my team are that way, actually, so that's a really good deal. That's going from starting tomorrow and going to the end of the month. So the cool thing is, if you do that, your first order, if you place your first order in December, you'll be able to buy items from the new January to June catalogue before anyone else does. So that's exciting. I don't ever, Kathleen. Kathleen says she doesn't remember the joining fee being that low. I don't ever remember them discounting it, really. Usually they add something to it, but it stays at $99. So this is an amazing deal, I think. I mean, it's just like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it, really? So anyway, yeah, it's exciting. So that's on till the end of the month. All right, so let me switch the camera down and show you what we're going to do today. I've got a couple of other quick things to show you. So today we're going to make a card, or I'm going to make a card with this bundle, the Whimsy and Wonder, and it's another card that we did in my Christmas stamper stack a couple of weeks ago. So I'll show you that in a minute. But a couple of other things to show you first. That was just to kind of tempt you and make sure you don't go away. So don't forget, I've got my adhesive kit that's for sale. These have been going really well, but I do have a few left, so don't wait too long, because I don't want them to all be sold out before you get to one. So these come in this lovely bag. Oh, you know what, I was watching a little bit of one of my replays last week. I don't know what I was doing some editing or trimming it or something, And I realised that I say lovely, lovely, lovely all the time. So I've got to think of some different adjectives to use this week, like beautiful, gorgeous, stunning. I don't know what other what other words can we think of? But anyway, I realise I use lovely all the time, and I say so all the time too. So I'm trying to remember not to say so much, and not to say lovely all the time. Yes, the sweet is really pretty. It's really beautiful. I do love it. Anyway, my adhesive set, you get 2 little tubes of liquid glue and this really handy stand, which keeps your glue up, pointing down all the time, so it's ready to dispense. You don't have to be shaking it or squeezing it. And a packet of mini glue dots, 2 packets of dimensionals, regular and mini, and some tear and tape. This is great for 3D projects. If you're making any bags or gift card holders or treat holders and things like that, you definitely need tear and tape. It's nice and strong. And of course, everybody needs dimensionals, right? And then glue dots are perfect for sticking on all those little tiny leaves and flowers and things like that, little pieces onto your project. Then you also get a $5 coupon from me off your next purchase, and you get this cute bag, this really festive bag that is, it's fabric, and you can reuse this, and of course we'll have a nice little tag on it. So this is $32 or $37 shipped, which is an amazing value because it's worth way over like $40, and probably $45 shipped. So it's a really good deal. So I have a few left, so don't delay. Order your adhesive. You can would make a wonderful gift for a crafty friend, or you can keep it for yourself. Or you can, thanks, I know, yeah, somebody asked me where I got the bag because they thought it was really pretty. Yeah, if you wanted, you could take out the adhesives and keep them for yourself, and then put something else nice in the bag and re-gift it to somebody. So options there. So that's that, and I'll have the information about that after the post. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you about is this new collection that we have available called Eden's Garden, and it's a pre-release. Stampin' Up does this usually before every catalogue. They release one product just to kind of tempt us, and this, or one suite or collection, this time it's called Eden's Garden, and there's a stamp set, dies, designer series paper, and embellishments. So oh, and 2 papers actually, so I'll show you those in a second. So this is the stamp set, Eden's Garden. It's got really nice greetings. Dear friend, how are you? Hello there, sending hugs, and then some smaller ones that you can put inside. And this is a distinctive stamp, so it kind of stamps a little bit with some dimension. And then this, yeah, these are the dies. So interestingly enough, it's mostly kind of border dies. They don't actually have dies that cut out these, well, no, that cut out any of the stamp images, but there's some really pretty border dies. And you'll see I've made some cards, so I'll show you those in a little bit. And then the papers. So now these will be available in the upcoming mini catalogue, but we can order them now, and you as customers can order them now too. Hi Patty. But what I'm going to show you, the papers and the embellishments, are just kind of a special release, and they'll only be available until January 4th, which is when the new catalogue starts, or until supplies last. And we know with most Stampin' Up popular products, while supplies last means they'll probably run out before January 4th. So I wouldn't wait till then to get them. So it's better. I'm bringing in my light a little bit more. So this is the paper, and it's evening evergreen and so soft succulent, and then it's got gold foiling on one side. So I'll show you the 6 There's that one. I don't know if you can see the gold. It's really beautiful. You can see it more on this one. And then I'll flip them over in a minute and you can see all the back sides of them all. And this one, look how stunning this one is. The dark evening evergreen and the gold, really pretty. So you can use this for, this is lovely too, this one. You could use this definitely for Christmas still, but the cards I made with it are not. I basically use the sentiments in the stamp set, but you could definitely use them for Christmas. So here's what the back side looks of all of them. So you've got some nice kind of neutral designs that contrast really nicely with the others. So this comes in a 12 by 12 pack. You get 12 sheets, 2 of each design. I've just cut it down to 6 by 6 so that it's easier for me to show you. Then there are also these, they're calling them cotton papers. So this comes in one pack, and again you get 12 by 12. I think you get 4 of each or 6 of each, I don't remember, I'd have to go back and look, but you get multiple sheets of each color, again soft succulent and evening evergreen, and it's kind of like a tissue paper, but like a really nice quality tissue paper. So you can do, I know the paper is gorgeous, isn't it, Kathleen, the DSP, but this cotton paper is really interesting, and I've seen people doing all kinds of things with it. You can run it through your embossing machine, dry embossing it in an embossing folder. You can die cut with it and make really delicate little you know, trimmings, and you can scrunch it up. And I saw there's an Australian demonstrator called her name is Kylie Bertucci, and I was watching her last night. She heat embossed it with gold. She stamped all the images from the stamp set on here and heat embossed it. And then she kind of put more Versamark ink on and sprinkled some embossing powder and heated it so it looked like little kind of flurries of embossing. Then she scrunched it up, and then she straightened it all out again, and she glued it onto a card front, and it looked really beautiful. It had lots of texture with the embossing, and she did it on the evening evergreen. It looks so pretty. So if you get a chance, go watch her. There's one of her lives that she does. So go watch that. So yeah, really fun. So I haven't had a lot of time to play with that yet, but and then the other item that's in the collection is these gems, and these are called garden gems, and these are kind of iridescent. These what do you call this shape? Marquee, is that right? I think marquee. And then these little round ones are cherry cobbler. So again, you could use those for Christmas. Yes, Kylie Bertucci, very talented, yes, and quite funny, quite entertaining. Her videos are fun to watch, and her husband does the business with her. So Kylie and what's his name? Bruno, yes. So there, yes, go watch her. So that's the whole collection. Now what I'm doing this month is I'm making a class to go featuring this collection. So I'll show you my cards. So let's see which one should I show you first. So I've got this one, which is, I thought before I put these little kind of sprigs on here, I thought it would make a nice masculine card if you didn't put those extra embellishments on. So that's fairly kind of clean and simple. And then there's this one, another darkish one, and I use that lovely border. Oh dear, I said lovely. Don't count how many times I say it. So I use this border die, and so can you see there? And then it stands out against the white inside, and I stamped some of the floral images, or the foliage, that's the word I was looking for, the foliage on there. And then there's this one, which is a bit more kind of feminine, and I've got blue stuck on the inside or something. I haven't finished the insides yet, so I'm going to work on that. So this is one of the dies here. So that one, I really like this one, how this came out. And then the last one is a very pretty kind of soft feminine one. And this is that big border die. I wasn't quite sure what to do that to start with, because some of the cards I've seen where it's done in the evening evergreen, it just looked kind of heavy to me, and I wasn't feeling it. But I decided to try cutting it out of the designer series paper, and I really like how it looks. And I've got some of the soft succulent in colour ribbon. So what do you think? Do you like them? So these 4 cards you will get, I've got to still work out all the details, the pricing and everything, but I just finished these last night and I thought I would show you, and then I'll be doing an email about it. But you'll get 2 of each design. You'll get everything will be die cut and ready for you to assemble. So you'll get enough to make 8 cards, 2 of each design, and then you'll get some of the, thank you Kristen, you'll get some of the designer series paper, and you'll get, now instead of the gems, the garden gems, I'm actually including a package of these, because I tried some of the garden gems on here, and I didn't want to introduce that red. I wanted to keep all the greens and the golds. So I think the garden gems to me seemed more like Christmas. So I'm including actually these gilded gems that are all gold, and I thought these worked out really nicely on these cards. So you'll get all those and the kits to make the cards, and a PDF, a tutorial on how to put them all together. And then I'm also giving you, as a little extra gift, I'm going to include one of these pretty ornaments, ornament tag, gift tag that I made. And this was actually one of the ideas that Stampin' Up came up with for using. And this is the designer series paper here and the little foliage. So I'll include one of these for you and the instructions on how to make that as a little extra gift from me. So stay tuned for more information on that coming soon. All right, let's see what else. What's to tell you today? Let's do the prize drawing, and then I'll get started on our card. So do you remember last week I made these cards that were from the Christmas Stamp Set also. So and I just changed it up a little bit on this one, but yeah, everybody. Oh look, I stuck that one on upside down. I didn't even notice that. That's funny. Well, anyway, never mind, I can fix that. But the winner who's going to get one of each of these cards is Cheryl Randall's Metzenik. Hope I'm saying your name right. So congratulations, Cheryl. She was watching last week, or she watched the replay. So send me your address and then I'll get those off to you. And don't forget to comment, share and like on my video today to go into my prize drawing. All right, let's get back to the card for this week. So it's using this suite, and as I mentioned, this is another card that was one of our Christmas Stamper Stack cards. So here's the card. Now this, I do want to give credit. The layout I actually cased from, let's see, what's the name of their website and YouTube channel is mitosocrafts.com. Mitosu Crafts, MITOSU crafts.com, and it's 2 guys. They're in the UK, Barry and Jay, and so I kind of copied the layout from them, and I did change it up just a little bit, but I did want to give them credit. So let's get started on this. So this is using the Whimsy and Wonder suite, although I'm not actually using any of the designer series paper, but it's really beautiful. It's kind of a non-traditional suite. It's on page 24 and 25 of the mini catalogue, and really pretty colours, but like I say, kind of non-traditional Christmas colours. The designer series paper is stunning again, so I'll show you that in a minute, but I'm going to be using the stamps and the dies for the card this time, and the snowflakes here. So let's get started. Okie dokie. So let me grab my envelope. So everybody got basically an envelope with their kit all ready to go. So let's pull that out. And there's my card base. Now, because this is a basic white thick cardstock, card base, and what I always tell people to do is do your inside sentiment first before you start anything on the front. Actually, with this one, it doesn't matter too much because you're going to have another piece going on the front. But if you're going to be doing, if you were to complete all this and stick it on the front and then mess up on your sentiment, that's a real bummer. So I would say do the inside sentiment first. So we'll do that. We'll do all the stamping first, get that done. So the inside sentiment's going to be in, I seem to have a shadow, I'm not sure what's coming from, hopefully it's not bothering you. So that's going to be in Misty Moonlight, and this is the stamp set. So I'm going to be using this sentiment right here on the inside. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. I'm going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. But at least if you mess up on this, you can get another piece of cardstock or another card base, or you could flip it inside out and use this. If you mess up here, you can just refold it like this and use that as your card front and stick your stuff over the top and no one would know. So you have options if you do it first rather than leaving it to the end and then messing up. So let's see if I can get this straight. Okay. And then, well, I'm going to leave that open because I will need that in a minute. But I'll put this to one side. Oops. And then I'm going to do the sentiment for the front, which says Merry Christmas. Now, for this, I didn't use the stamps, the Whimsical Trees. I actually used this stamp set and the Merry Christmas here. This is one of my favourite sentiment stamp sets, and it carried over from last year. Actually, I love the sentiments. They're very traditional, you know, religious sentiments. And I love the fonts also, all these mixed fonts. I think the Herald Angels is just beautiful, and this one, Christmas Begins with Christ, love the font of that too. So I'm using this Merry Christmas. So I have a feeling this will probably retire. It's in the annual catalogue, so it'll be around until till May. But I have a feeling it won't survive another year. But I'll be keeping it in my collection because I really love it. So let's do Merry Christmas, and again in Misty Moonlight. You could heat emboss this if you like, with a different colour. Now I'm going to have to stand up here, get this straight. It's a little bit crooked, let me flip it over. Hello Cindy, love the Whimsical Trees Set. Yes, me too. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to try it one more time, and I'll just use the one that's the straightest because that one was a bit crooked. That's marginally better maybe. Let's see. Yes, I think still not quite straight, but it's, oh, I need that open, don't I? Right, now, that's that. Now the tree, what I did is die cut all the trees ahead of time because it's easy to die cut them if you don't have to line them up. And then I had it all set up in the Stamparatus, so I'll show you how I did that. Kind of similar to last, do you remember last week? So what you'll do to get this set up, and so this works really well if you want to mass produce this card, and actually this card would be quite a good one to mass produce. It's not too time consuming. So you're going to put your piece of cardstock in here. Doesn't matter, it could be a scrap piece. I usually use a thick piece just so that it's sturdier and kind of stays in place. And then you'll go ahead and stamp your tree and die cut it, and leave your tree on here. Then once it's die cut, you'll bring your piece of cardstock back, so it'll now have a tree cut out like that. And then from then on, then you'll go die cut a bunch more on from other cardstock. But what it means is every time you stamp now, it's going to stamp in the right place for your die cut. So we'll put our tree here like that. So I hope that made sense. But it does really save a lot of time because it's quite time consuming to line up your die in your die cut machine each time, but it's easy to die cut them just out of plain white cardstock. So I'm using mint macaron for the tree. So I ink that up. Close up my ink. And that's the tree. Right, so the only other thing I need to do now is do some sponging. So I've got to do this this sponging in the background. So this piece is die cut with I think it's called Whimsical Frames. Is that the and it just imprints these lovely curved stitches into the cardstock. It doesn't actually cut it, it just leaves this shape. So we'll do a bit of sponging. I'll grab my blending brush, and I still need my Misty Moonlight. And oh, let me get a little piece of scrap paper here. Put this underneath. And I'm just going to do a light kind of circle. I'm going to tap off just a little bit to get the excess, and then I'm going to go really, really, really light, hardly using any pressure at all, letting the brush do the work. So, love the sweet NDSP. Yes, me too, Diana. So don't rush this. People tend to try and press too hard, and that's when you get harsh lines and uneven. So you just want to take your time and go in a circular motion and just really, really light. And like I say, let your brush do the work. As you get a bit of a base, you can go a little bit darker if you like. So you'll just keep, and you tend to get like a whiter piece in the middle where your brush isn't, because you're going in a circular motion. So you'll just go to whatever level of intensity you want. And if it's not perfect, don't worry, because a lot of it is going to get covered up. And by the time all the other elements go on the front, it's going to look beautiful no matter what. So I think that's good. Maybe just a touch more. And you've heard me talk about the blending brushes before. I have a brush for each color family, and actually I have two for blue. I have a light blue and a dark blue, but you can use the same one and just rub it, you know, for different colors, and just kind of rub it until it's clean on your scrap paper. Or you can go just wash it under the sink. I think, I forget who it was, one of my team was telling me that they went and washed their brush and they were amazed it came out like super clean, you know, looked like new again. But you do need to leave it to, if you are going to do that, you do need to leave it to dry until you use it on before you use it on your next project, because if it's damp, it won't do a nice smooth blend. You'll just have kind of a, you know, like a smush. You'll get lines and it just won't look nice. All right, so that's the blending. Okay, now at this point I think I'm going to stick this onto my card base and then build everything else up. So bring back that, and I'm going to put this on. Oh, I forgot to bring over my little caddy with all my adhesives and stuff. Hold on. have this little, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I have this little caddy with all my bits and pieces in. I think I'll put it over this side. I forgot to bring it over, it's on my other desk. Alright, so let's grab my adhesive here. Yeah, you could put this on with dimensionals, but I'm going to keep this part flat because I'm going to have some dimensionals on the other. There goes the recycling. Truck it outside. Make sure we stick this on the right way. So this just gets centered. And I'll put the dimensions and everything for you afterwards. On like that. Then we're going to put on one of these snowflakes. Now these snowflakes are part of the suite. They're kind of hard to see the picture, but you get, they're called Wonderful Snowflakes, and I think they're a really good value. They come in a packet like this, and you get 24 for $6, and they're iridescent on one side. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. And then they're flat on the other side, so you can use whichever side you like. And then you end up with all this extra stuff around the edge, paper around the edge that you could punch and die cut from for other little embellishment, stars and small snowflakes. So we'll put that on, and they just kind of pop out. Quite easily. Just need to be a little bit careful with them, obviously. So I cut the sheet up, then they don't come cut like this, they come in one big sheet of 6. Oops, do you hear the recycling truck? It's very noisy. Alright, so glue dot is the best thing for this. You just need one glue dot in the middle. So I'll just take my glue dots and I'm just going to press that large center part just right onto the glue dot there. Oh, I'll show you the DSP, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Kathleen. I'm going to show you that when I talk about putting on the tree. So then we'll just put this on kind of about there. And then the tree. Now, the tree, let me show you the paper and the dies. So there's lots of different tree dies. So there's a lot of dies. There's 13 dies, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tree dies. Now some of them do layer, like you can layer this big one here with this one, I think. And then I used this one right here. Now it does actually, I'll pull it out. There's a couple of dies here that line up with the designer series paper. I love it when Stampin' Up does that, but actually it might be more than a couple. So this one, here's the designer series paper. So here's the tree. I'll show you the others in a minute, but let me show you the tree one. So again, this is 12 by 12 when you purchase it. So do you see this tree is this one here? But on the designer series paper, it's got little sparklies on it. It's kind of got like an iridescent foil. So you could die cut this one, and then I think you could maybe die cut this one. I've only got partial. Yeah, you could die cut that one too. So if you wanted to do these on your cards, you could. And then, well, let's see. I wonder if this one. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, and then that one works on that one. And then this one works on that one. So you could definitely die cut all of these. That one, there's no die for that one, but and there's no die for that one, but 3 of the shapes you can die cut, which is cool. And then here's the other papers. There's presents, and again they all have this foil on them. That's the holly leaves, the snowflakes. I feel like I used this on a project a couple of months ago. alive, but I can't remember what. This one's really pretty with the ornaments. And then there's a silver stripe. And then on the back, there's all more kind of solid. This one is really pretty. Now there is one more die that works on the holly. So this one, I couldn't figure out what this die was for a while. So now this works on these holly leaves with the kind of the flourish, and I've got to remember how it lines up. So I think goodness, I can't get it to line up now. I figured it out earlier. Oh, there we go. Nope, that's not right. It really does line up, but I can't seem to... Am I doing the wrong one? I think it's the same as this one. Is that it? Well, it does. I got it to line up earlier, but it's a bit fiddly, so it does, I promise, but I just can't figure it out right now. Oh, goodness. So that's all the papers and the dies. So let's put this on with dimensionals. If someone figures out how to do it, let me know. All right, Kristen says she's used snowflakes on some cards already. Good. Yeah, they add a lot to the card, and they're so easy to put on. So I'll put this on with dimensionals. So I've got a few more of these kits to make up. So because we made up some extra, Kristen helped me with the prep, and we made up some extra. And I actually did sell some extra during my stamper stack, because some people came and said, oh, I wish I'd made more of these, or oh, I wish I'd picked that one. Is that crooked? I think it's all right. So I did, and then I thought the rest I'll just make up for my Christmas cards. All right, so now I've just got to put these little trees. This is another die. Now, this glittery cardstock is one from the Celebration that you cannot purchase anymore. It's that bedazzling paper, but you could use any glimmer paper, glitter paper, or gold paper on here, or silver. It would look pretty. So whatever you have. So, and then where's my little sentiment strip? Oh, here it is. So I'm just going to trim this a little bit. Just cut it just a little bit short, I think. So I'm going to kind of look to see where I want to put these. And then again, I can just add these with a glue dot. Don't worry about the underneath, because that's going to be kept in place, you know, the stem, because that's going to be kept in place by the sentiment. And this one. And then we'll put this on with dimensionals. So I love how this turned out. Like I say, I did steal the idea. Let's see which is from someone else, but I changed it just a little bit. And then we can put this one just about like that. Right, now just some, so that went together pretty quickly, didn't it? So let's just put on some, and once again I'm using the holiday rhinestones. It seems like I'm using those on everything at the moment. Grab my take your pick tool, but they really do just go with everything, it seems like. So we'll put maybe a blue one down here. And then we'll do these and these. Okay, so that's the first one. So what do you think? You think this is something you'd have a try? If you have this suite, yeah, give it a try. Now, this whole suite is $80 and you get all these things. You get the stamps, the dies, this really pretty ribbon, which I don't have here right now, the stamp, the snowflakes, and the designer series paper. And then if you were going to take advantage of the join special, the $75 deal, you'd still have another, this is $80 for everything, you'd still have another $45 to spend. So you could get some of the coordinating, down here it tells you the coordinating cardstocks, so you could get some of the coordinating cardstocks and inks, and maybe some blocks and adhesive and that kind of thing, and then you'd be able to make all kinds of beautiful cards from this suite. And some of these, especially the backs of some of these, are not necessarily Christmas, so you could carry this over into the new year and make some birthday cards and New Year's anniversary, you know, whatever. So anyway, I really love this suite, so I hope you like the card today. My new host code is up there because we're in a new month, of course. So, and my website, if there's any of these items you'd like to order. And I think that's about it. So thanks so much for joining me. And don't forget to like and comment and share my post. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to me so that you'll get notification of when I'm going to go live next time. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Vicky. And have a great day, everybody. And I will see you all next week. Bye for now.